Hello, my love. I'm going to do my best to express a few of the things that I've been becoming more and more aware of. I do feel quite deeply that we're going through a purification process at a deeper level to prepare for welcoming in more and new relationships, experiences, and opportunities that are going to be coming forward. So it came to my attention about a year ago. I was talking about us moving into our new roles. I was speaking about how we would no longer be bridging into the old energy and also preparing to receive sacred union connections. That I think came in around the 8-8 portal. So I've become acutely aware that we're going through another round of similar energies, but to me, this time it actually feels much deeper and much broader, which makes sense because as we go through those spirals of energies, it's like we take that year and sort of become it and embody it, and then we're ready for a deeper layer. Some of the themes that have been coming up are, like I spoke about last week, like processing a bunch of inner child things. Safety, stability, security is especially coming up, but it's also coupled with this other side of a deeper, broader, more gorgeous, beautiful, like heart opening. And my sense is that the more we've processed and the more we embody into our bodies, into our hearts, what it's doing is sort of revealing where we may still have some old fears or worries or doubts, right? Not even necessarily worries or doubts from now, but maybe from childhood, maybe from the ancestral lines, maybe from past lives, maybe a little bit of all of it. So if you have been feeling like you're having some kind of intense vacillations of like deep, beautiful, gorgeous heart healings and openings, and then maybe like later that day or the next day, you sort of have this experience where different old patterns are coming up. I really truly believe that this is why. It is a deep preparation to actually fully receive a true reflection of our natural nature, our new energies, everything that we've worked so deeply to clear, to resolve, to dissolve, right? And now we're like getting deeper into those heart spaces, deeper into actually being able to really receive these in the physical world in a very physically manifested way. And so, if any of you experienced a purification process prior to your soul merge with your counterpart. If you think back and look back on it, you may realize that you were going through a purification process before you even knew what you were going through. So for me, like a whole bunch of things happened that I didn't realize were preparing me for us to meet, right? I didn't realize it till later on. So it's coming in that maybe some of you guys can check into that and see if that feels aligned, that now there definitely feels to be some energies of purification in a much bigger, broader way because now we're sustaining and maintaining so much more of who we are and our internal union energies. And even those of you that are already in connection or communication may notice that there's deeper stabilization points happening. For those of you who have not been in communication, you may notice things are really clearing and shifting. I also sense that there's different things occurring for different parts of the collective. I feel that there are some who will come into connection and reunion with their original initiate, right? The one who originally initiated them. I'm also picking up on some where if that original person is not alive or not available, it does feel like there will be someone coming forward to work with you in these next steps and stages. However, you choose to do that for yourself. If you're wanting a romantic connection or a partnership or a soulmate or whatever have you, it's all okay. but it does feel that we are most certainly ready to level up in terms of embodying deeper states of not only inner union, but actually physically manifested unity consciousness union types of relationships, including sacred union connections. And yes, there are some of you who are in twin flame connections, some of you in divine counterpart connections, some of you even here preparing for a whole new type of connection with someone new. I feel like I was truly guided to touch in on all of them because what's really most important is that whatever is coming forward is supportive for you. Because I feel like so many of you have been working your path and you've been finding resolution for yourself, regardless of what everyone else is doing. And so, what it's doing is it's opening the new opportunities for you to actually start to receive some of those results in your physical world in a deeper way. Now, it's just coming to me. I know I spoke about the next 6 to 8 weeks, and now they're kind of even showing me the next 6 months or so. Um, I'm just gonna, just felt guided to open to pulling some cards. Okay. So the first card is Lost in Space, Needing Direction. And honestly, I'm just guided to pull some cards. I, it's not anything specifically standing out to me other than how can I bring in a message to help anyone who's needing some support. If you're feeling sort of lost around something, what messages want to come through to support that? So we have the Sun card and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Wow. So this feels to me, this lost in space, needing direction feels actually connected to the feminines. And what I'm feeling, wow, look at these, right? Is that the feminine has been focused on herself, but also working towards realignment with the divine masculine. And it's reaching a point, I think, for many in the collective where what was the way that the feminines were doing that is just not working anymore. And the feminines are calling out and asking for a new way of realigning. Where are we now? Where are things headed? And so this direction, lost in space, needing direction, absolutely feels connected to the feminines and where she's looking for what to do next. Okay. So I'm gonna pull some cards for that. Oh, wait, you know what? These came out. Okay. So these feel like part of the answer. The galactic mushroom, the divine matrix, whale song resonating. So this feels like sort of this beautiful energy of like, you don't have to know it all right now, of course. Connect with your higher self, connect with source, connect into that divine alignment, right? That you've been surrendering to and asking for. And what I'm getting with this whale song resonating is actually connecting with the frequency of your own essence and voice, singing, humming, toning, chanting. It doesn't really matter. What feels important is that you're dropping more and more and more into your own frequency. It's less about what the masculine is doing or what anyone else is doing. And I know that you've been focused on yourself, but this even feels less important that you're focused on the physical world details right at this moment. And it's more about you really harnessing and embracing your energetics, your true embodiment, clearing out past people, places, relationships, energies, retrieving those aspects of yourself, feeling safe, stable, and strong within yourself and really, really amplifying your own internal energetic frequency. So it feels like Wow. This makes so much sense, right? When we really stop and think about it. But it's like whenever you're feeling lost or uncertain, the most beautiful, divinely feminine thing that you can do is drop into your frequency, strengthening that, making that your focus. How can you support your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies through strengthening your own essence, your own soul song? Okay. Wow. Okay. And then where is this heading? The Emperor. Wow. If this isn't quite a pretty, almost black and white message, drop into your feminine frequency, even your internal masculine and feminine, right? All of who you are. It's not about not being those masculine parts of yourself, but it's actually just strengthening into the receptive feminine part, returning and re-energizing all of your energy back to you, back to your bubble. Ooh, my ears just ringing. And this is like amplifying your essence. And this is how the Emperor, the divine masculine, finds you, right? You've been doing this. Now, this is like a very deep intensification, a ramping up of your gorgeousness for you, by you. Okay, my loves, this is really beautiful. I love it. I'm excited that this message came through. And the way it came through makes so much perfect sense with what we're feeling, experiencing, and what I literally just talked about before we got to this point. All right, my loves. Very beautiful. Let me know what you think. Does this feel in a line with where you're at? Does it feel like resonant? Because this feels to me like the next phase of where things are heading. All right, take care. Much love. Peace.